So today we've received a call out from one of our customers. They got a small wasp nest inside their garage. Let's go take a look. When a wasp stings, it will send off a signal to the rest of the nest alerting them of a danger nearby, and this will trigger them to become aggressive. Towards the end of the life cycle of this nest, the queen will start pumping out something we call drones, which are the fertile males and fertile females. Once the males have done their job and fertilised the females, they will then hibernate in the eaves of buildings in nice, dry, warm places over winter, and then next year they will then be the queens, and then they will have their own nest similar to something like this. The job of all these workers that you can see inside here, and there is a lot of them, their job is to feed and protect the queen who's inside there. So these ones will be flying off to go and get building materials for this nest to help build it up. And they'll also be collecting little flies or any small insects to feed the queen to keep her nice and healthy. Right, so I'm just going to head back to the van and grab my insecticide to treat this nest, and then we'll come back tomorrow, remove it, and then we can have a little look inside and see exactly what they've been getting up to in there. Right, so I'm almost there. I've got my gear on. Important parts here for us are to not have any entry holes, so that's why I got these to keep the keep our cuffs tight, and then with the gloves are going to go over the top and also around our heels. Nothing's going to come up the edge, and nothing's going to come up inside here, because that's the last thing we want. So I've got my DR5 pump here, which will help to pump the insecticide into the nest. We're very lucky with this nest, actually. It's in a very open space and I can access it very easily. Sometimes we'll go to buildings where the nest will be in the eaves of a building very high up, and occasionally we'll have to use access equipment to be able to get up there. So sometimes we can have big long poles, or we can use cherry pickers, we can get sort of scaffolding put up in extreme cases. But today, yeah, we're very lucky we can do this and treat the nest directly, which is always what we want to be doing as pest controllers. We want to get to the nest, so then that way we're very confident with the way that we're treated. So this is what we call a defensive swarm, which is what all these worker wasps are performing here in front of us. Now the nest has been treated, they've become alerted that there's a danger very close, and all these workers are doing is defending the queen that's inside that nest currently. They're doing everything they can to prevent that queen from becoming injured. I've actually seen some of these workers, what they're doing is they're grabbing the larvae from inside there, so the wasps which haven't hatched just yet, they're grabbing those and they're transporting them elsewhere where they know that this nest is under threat right now. They're very interesting, they're very clever insects. Right, so it's now the next day. We've come back to remove the wasp nest, and this is what was inside. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is the outer layer of the nest itself. It's got lots of different colours. These are just the different shades of fences, sheds, any sorts of woods or papers which they've been chewing on to make up the nest. And it's actually really cleverly built. There's lots of different layers, so it's going to be nice and warm. It's very well insulated, and that would have taken absolutely lots of wasp hours to build. So that's really cool. We've got other little sections here. It's almost like a honeycomb effect like you expect with bees. This is probably just like a top section because there's nothing actually inside there. It's very light. And then we move on to other sections where there was actually the pupae inside. And with lots of different sections we got here, we've got about 5 or 6. They're all at different stages, so the pupae inside here are very small. They probably haven't been laid too long ago. And then we go on to slightly larger sections like this one here, and the pupae are much larger, probably not far off hatching and becoming wasps just yet. So yeah, it's all very interesting. It's taken a lot of hours to build, but unfortunately we've got the better of them and removed them before they become too much of an issue.